Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Colorado. Carol here. It's time to begin another vlog, and I'm feeling a little anxious. So I wanted to talk about it right from the top because I have been laying in bed all morning, not doing a whole lot. I haven't done my hair in the last 4 days. I've basically just been putting it in a clip or a bun or a ponytail. And that's not like me. But typically, when that happens and I kind of am in that mental headspace, I know that like an anxiety something is happening. And today I woke up and that's exactly what happened. Was the anxiety something kind of erupted. And so I need to get through it and I need to get ready. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. But I wanted to just be honest because that's kind of where my headspace is at. What I've been doing lately is really just honing in on things that are going really well in my life in general and things that bring me joy. Excuse me. What I'm doing is Thomas and I are going to the movies tonight, which is very exciting. We are going to go see Obsession, a horror film that has gotten much media attention, and I've been wanting to see it, so excited for that. It's one of those films that started as a low budget indie situation and has essentially blown up. So I'm really curious to go and see that. But like I said, I need to get ready first. And I also wanted to do my update regarding my health, not just with how my Ozempic journey is going, but overall how I am doing with the whole allergy and food intolerances and all of that good stuff. So throughout the vlog, we'll chat about that as well. But first things first, I need to get ready so I can be a better version of myself. And I'm hoping that by, getting my outsides together, it'll help with my mental headspace as well. This is better. Feeling more like myself already. I did a blowout on my hair, took a full everything shower. I am wearing my absolute favorite orange earrings. One of these was MIA for like several weeks and I was panicking. I was planning on reordering the same pair from Etsy, which is where I purchased them to begin with. And then I was like, you know what? Let me search under my nightstand one last time. And like a true Mandela effect, there it was. So thank you, Glitch in the Matrix, for that. And I am wearing this yellow dress with oranges all over it. One of my absolute favorites. I did not wear this during Yellow Week last month. This month? I don't even know. My days and months are blurring together. That was June. Yes, it was. Because not exactly office appropriate, but perfectly appropriate for date night. A few minutes before we need to leave, so let's chat. First and foremost, I cannot believe that I have been on Ozempic for 6 months now. I began this journey late January of this year, and here we are, mid to late June, and wow, it has been a wild ride. Most of it has been good, so there's that. Let's talk about 6-month stats in general. When I began in January, my dosage was at 0.25 milligrams. That is the standard starting dose. And then after several months and an A1C check, I upped my dosage to 0.5 milligrams. And then recently, as of 2 weeks ago, my doctor increased my dosage again to 1 milligram. And so that is where I am at right now after 6 months' time. For my weight check-in for this month, I have told you my goal was not weight loss. It still is not weight loss. For me, it is A1C management. I want healthy internal organs and I want to live a long, happy life in the body that I love. As of right now, 6 months in, I weigh, drumroll please, 200 pounds. I weighed myself this morning, and this is exactly where I started in January. That has remained steady throughout this entire time, and I am very happy with that. And hopefully will remain steady. I've heard horror stories about Ozempic in either direction. People losing weight too quickly, or conversely, people gaining weight while on the drug. And so if I can avoid either sides of that, I'm pretty happy about that. 2 weeks ago, I needed to get off of all of my antacid and stomach medication because it was time for me to have some allergy testing. At the beginning of this year, or in March-ish, I had allergy testing for food allergens in particular. The results of that I've shared with you here in detail, but no food allergies, only food intolerances. And over these past 6 months, I've really been able to hone in on things that upset my body more than other things. I always knew that the allergist wanted to follow that up with a full panel environmental testing. Before you have that testing, you have to come off of all of your allergy medications. To manage my food intolerances, I have been on the following protocol. I have a Claritin in the morning along with a Pepcid, and then in the evening I have a Zyrtec along with a Pepcid. This is to help with any allergies that I may be exposed to, and the Pepcid is specifically to help with the histamine response within your body, which I never knew that before going to the allergist. And so because of the allergen testing, 2 weeks ago, I went to the allergist and they said, great news, we're gonna get you in next Friday for your environmental testing. Yay, super exciting. However, you need to come off all of those meds in order for us to get the correct reading, right? Because those are things that inhibit histamine, and allergies are a high histamine response in your body. The problem with this is that the Pepcid has been very effective, and simultaneously, my primary care doctor had determined that that Friday, when the allergist said I needed to stop taking my Pepcid, was the day I was going to increase my dosage from 0.5 to that 1 milligram. I had also been warned by my PCP that this is when your body can have a lot of strange side effects as it relates to the Ozempic because of that large of an increased dosage. But this is what we needed to do moving forward. So it was what it was. I wanted to remain on my timeline. The week that I did not have my Pepcid simultaneous to taking the higher dosage of the Ozempic, I vomited twice. Once was that Saturday right after I took that increase in Ozempic dosage, and then the other time was 3 days later. Obviously, I do think that these things went hand in hand. The Pepcid was not blocking that high histamine response, and on top of that, then the Ozempic was disrupting my system, right? As my body was getting used to that higher dosage. So that was super unpleasant, not my best week. However, it was worth it because allergy testing went off without a hitch last Friday, and I found out some new information about myself. So as of right now, I know that I have no food allergies, and in terms of environmental allergies, I have allergies to cats, dogs, and mites, dust mites specifically, and dust. None of these things are a surprise to me. And how do you break it to the dogs? Oh, I'm kidding. I've grown up with cats and dogs pretty much since I was a toddler. And so the allergist and I did talk about how because I was raised in households with pets, I might still be having an allergic reaction to them on some level, but for the most part, your body gets used to the pets that you live with. But I did think it was funny, and Joanna and I had a good laugh. She actually went to that appointment with me, so she got to hear all about it. And that leaves us right here today. How are things going? So now I have taken my third dosage as of today of that 1 milligram dosing for the Ozempic. And I'd have to say the increase has led to some increased tummy troubles, specifically some diarrhea over the past 2 weeks, and increased gas, which honestly is like my least favorite symptom. And I had been doing pretty okay there after dropping soda altogether, where the gas just went away completely. But now she's back. And I do believe that is because of this higher dosage and my body just trying to get used to what is happening. So I'm trying not to freak out, but all of these things kind of stack on each other, you know? And so because of this and the symptoms that I've been experiencing this week, my anxiety has been high. And today just kind of came to a head because I've been even more gassy the past 2 days in particular, and it's just really unpleasant and it's uncomfortable and oh my gosh. And so that's just been really difficult to manage. But you know what? We're gonna get through this. And hopefully we will see the results that we're hoping to. As of this point in my Ozempic journey, I have been able to lower my A1C most significantly through the Ozempic protocol. Prior to this, my testing end of last year was at 10.5, and recently, my most recent labs showed that we were at a 6 in terms of the A1C, which is the percentage of glucose in your bloodstream. That is what it is measuring over a period of approximately the last 6 months, which means it's working. So even though I'm having some unpleasant symptoms right now, I'm gonna do my best to see the silver lining, which is how far I've come in 6 months and how much more I know about my body now than I did, oh my gosh, in the previous 10 years when I've been tackling this diabetes thing. Yeah, just a lot. It's a lot to unpack. And I feel like, again, it's not something that I want to constantly bring up in my other vlogs, but this is the purpose of these health updates, is to really talk about how I've been feeling about everything. And so I want to be able to share the good and the not so good. But now it's time to go figure out what we're gonna have for dinner and then go to the movies. Thomas and I decided to go out for hibachi before the movie, and we are the only people at this table, and this has never happened to us before. Oh yeah. Still hotter outside. 12 pounds of food later. That was a good show. Really nice, just the two of us, honestly. Nobody's kids were screaming. The plaza with the movie theaters having a summer concert series, which just seems real random. That's where we're headed. Dustin's paw is doing much better these days, as you can see. We can tell it hurts sometimes in the evening still, but that's just because he runs around like this with the neighbor dogs, huh? Making friends. Good morning, friends. It is the next day, and we are heading to brunch. So I'm going to show you what I'm wearing today. I've got my earrings on. Hair is still blown out. I just, refreshed it. And I've got a dress on because, quite honestly, I don't want to wear pants or a bra. Outfit of the day. I have this dress that I've had for a while. I think it's from Walmart originally. It has this high-low hem at the bottom, which is very nice, especially on windy days. It's not very windy today, but it is hot out. Joanna wanted me to show you her outfit Very nice. You were going for?
Ice cream parlor.
I think she's successful. Bringing up the rear, Thomas wanted to show his outfit too. Are you ready for brunch, babe?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Let's
going
go.
for Dreamsicle.
Dreamsicle. I love it. I totally forgot to film any part of breakfast, but we ended up at IHOP. This is my leftovers that I'm going to give to the dogs. Well, she's back in bed. My stomach's bothering me after breakfast. I didn't end up eating like that much compared to what I would like typically eat, and I didn't eat the pancakes at all. The dogs ate those, but yeah, not feeling my best. So back in bed I am. Groceries came pretty much right when we got home from breakfast, which was great because we were able to put those away. And then I had an Amazon package arrive yesterday with something pretty exciting that I'm going to turn you around and show you here in a moment. But essentially, your girl loves a good bed rot situation, okay? I love this bed. It's very cozy. We can have the AC in here, and then this is the coldest room in the house, and it's lovely. But with being in bed, I was needing something for my laptop. So that is what I purchased. So that's what I'm going to show you right now. So here it is. $50 on Amazon. It can go up or down. Dogs in place, of course. And it's great because space for the laptop, and then you can still have your mouse or a drink or whatever. And so I will update you over time how this works out. But for now, I'm pretty excited. And really, I want to use it for my new gaming laptop because that laptop is so heavy. And if it's on my lap too long, I can like lose feeling in my legs. It's probably not good for me long term. Whereas with this, I can grab my laptop, settle into bed, game, and then have this laptop kind of off to the side on the bed. Anyway, those are my future plans. Okay, I am out of bed. It's time for an update. I ended up taking a nap, which was much needed. I woke up with a settled stomach, which I am grateful for. I'm currently in the kitchen because I wanted to put the dishes in the dishwasher and I wanted to hand wash what needed to be hand washed. Now the dishwasher, you say, but Carol, last we knew, you had updated that it was broken, very true, and that you were getting a new one. Yes, I did, friends. And then I realized that I never gave you the full update on that story. So here we are. A couple of weeks ago, our dishwasher finally kicked the bucket for its last dying breath. As you know, you could hear this in the vlogs over the last couple of months. Every time it was running, it was screaming for dear life. We knew that it was dying. And so essentially what happened was the motor went out on it. And it's one of those pieces where you could pay to replace the motor for $300, or you could purchase a brand new dishwasher for about $400 to $500. And so that's what we ended up doing. Now, this presented us with an opportunity because I do not like the stainless steel look. And in our house that we had built, that we moved out of in 2024, we built that house from the ground up, and it had upgraded the kitchen to like the gray slate kitchen appliances. And so we were like, okay, here's our opportunity. As these appliances die in this house, let's go ahead and replace them with that slate gray look and get rid of the stainless steel because, oh my gosh, fingerprints and all that nonsense, it's just a pain. So we take ourselves over to Lowe's and we're like, okay, let's pick one out. The guy was super helpful. We asked an associate for help because they show you all stainless steel when you're in store, but really what you need to be looking for is, can we order this in a different color? So he helped us do that. We're checking out. He's ringing us up and he was like, all right, let's go. This looks good. It's the last one. And so Thomas was like, oh, it's like the last one in stock in the store, or it's the last one, like what context? And the guy goes, oh no, this is the last one in stock in the entire United States in this gray slate color. And I was like, okay, well, please check us out faster. So the dishwasher finally came during Yellow Week. However, it was Thomas's birthday week that same time. And so I knew that even though it was getting delivered, he was not gonna be putting that dishwasher in until that following weekend, which he did. And it's wonderful and it works great. And it is so quiet. And so I'm gonna show you the dishwasher and then I'm gonna get it started. And then I'm just gonna hand wash, the rest of the stuff that we have. So here she is, ta-da, brand new dishwasher. And basically what we're doing is we're upgrading from LG appliances to GE appliances in the hopes that they don't break as quickly, because these LG appliances that came with the house are not that old either. They just happen to be all in this stainless steel. Yes, even this old school fridge is newer. They still make them. We don't mind this one at all. It is a little smaller than our last fridge. I mean, a lot smaller than our last fridge, but she does the trick for now. And again, we can upgrade later. But here is the dishwasher and it's got all the fun little bells and whistles. Thank goodness for Thomas. He installed it. He was like, I'm not paying for that, of course. So the thing is, I have not used it yet. Thomas has used it. So here we go. Normal cycle. Dry boost, we got the wash zones on. Perfect, that looks good to me. We're gonna hit start and close her up. Ooh, ah, so quiet. My current obsession for drink of choice has been vitamin water lately. Just because, again, I stopped drinking soda. And while I do enjoy water, I'm not one of those people that's like, water's the worst. I just can't drink just plain water all the time. Sometimes you just want a flavor. So the vitamin waters have been coming in clutch. I really miss hint water with caffeine. You know, that would be my ideal situation. Just straight water, no colorant, with the caffeine added. That was a good time. RIP to that product. Now I'm afraid that my Starbucks energy drinks might end up going the way of those hint waters. And I don't know why I feel that way. It's just a sneaking suspicion. I've had a couple of weeks lately where when I go to order it with groceries, it's out of stock. I'm hoping that's just because they're so popular, but a part of me worries if they're being discontinued, because that seems to be a theme. You find a product you really enjoy, and a couple of years later, bye-bye, there it goes. That's how I feel about my beloved chapstick hydration with tint, because it's currently selling on eBay for about $40 for one. And so RIP to that. I'm still looking for a good replacement. I have no idea what to do for that one. I wanted to give you an update about how the movie went last night, because I am a horror buff, so I thought I would share from the perspective of a nearly 40-year-old who has seen a lot of horror movies, because they're either good or bad. I feel like there is very rarely an in-between. Obsession was so good. So if you are somebody that enjoys a good horror movie, highly recommend it. I will give you a trigger warning for SA, so that is just something to be mindful of. What is the premise of Obsession? If I had to synthesize it down to a very simple explanation, I would say it was Fatal Attraction meets Big. And that's all I really want to say about it, because I feel like if I tell you anything further, it will give the plot away. Honestly, the previews give away the primary plot, which is man obsessed with girl, wishes on magic object that girl would be obsessed with him, and thus the title of the movie, Obsession. And when I tell you it was a crazy and wild ride, woo, buddy, do I mean it. The actress that plays the primary character, Nikki, kudos to her. She deserves all the flowers, because being able to switch your emotional state like that, now that is true acting. And I really enjoyed it. As for the male protagonist in the story, ew, bro. Not a good look. And that's really all I'm going to say about that. So if you are somebody that is interested in those kind of movies, highly recommend that you give it a watch. And let me know if you do. Please, 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 please. I need to talk about it more in my comment section or just with people. So if you are a friend on YouTube that makes content and talks about it in a video, let me know so I can go watch your vlog so I can see what you had to say about it. But I really enjoyed it. Thomas really enjoyed it. It was unsettling from open to close. And so, yeah, if that's your jam, go for it. Overall, though, my health stuff is going pretty well. I did want to say, though, and kind of touch on this, and I think part of this has been just the anxiety that I've been feeling as well. I currently am not wearing my Dexcom monitor. And really, the only reason for that is I really wanted to give my skin time to fully heal. And I've touched upon this in the past about how having this chronic diagnosis, being diabetic, and the treatment methodology with the daily insulin and the weekly Ozempic and the Dexcom, there is a physical toll on my body. And it's not just the internal, oh, I'm having gastrointestinal problems or I am being physically sick, but it's the exterior toll on my body as well. And really, it's only something that myself and Thomas really see. And it is a lot. And it can play games with my mind about how I'm feeling about myself on any given day. And so this last time when I took the Dexcom off, I just could not make myself put it back in. And I wanted to respect where my mental headspace was at with that. And so I haven't put it back on. And it's been 2 weeks now that I've been without it. And while I definitely understand the efficacy of having it in, I am not sure when I'm going to put it back in. I just need a little bit of a break. I need to stop feeling like I am physically being caught on things. I need to stop seeing the physical toll of the bruising and the redness and the bleeding every time I put the Dexcom in and take the Dexcom out. I need to stop having the skin irritation from the sticky stuff on it because my skin reacts poorly to that. So I just needed a break. And so that's really the biggest thing, the biggest update is that I've been maintaining everything else, but I just need a Dexcom break. And so that's what I'm going to do. And eventually I will put it back on because, again, I understand the role that it is playing in my healthcare, but it is just difficult to live with on a daily basis. It is the most physical reminder of what is going on with my body. Anyway, so that's it. That is the updates of what's been going on with my health and basically a full 6-month recap of all of the things. We're just keeping on with this whole Ozempic journey, and I am really hoping that this increase in symptoms gastrointestinal wise will calm down as my body gets used to this higher dosage. And of course, I will keep you updated about that as well. But with that, my friends, I am going to close out this video. I think I'm going to paint my nails next and just watch some YouTube videos. And heck, I may even start a new book. But with that, I hope that you all are doing well. I'd love to chat with you in the comments down below. How are you doing? How has your summer been so far? Are your kids out for the summer? Are they still in school? I know a lot of my viewers are empty nesters. And so do you have summer plans upcoming that you are looking forward to? I think sometimes as parents, we can get wrapped up in just the kids. But Thomas and I really try to dedicate time to what are we looking forward to and what do we have upcoming next, because we have one adult child who manages herself and her own schedule, and we have a 13-year-old, and while certainly she needs management, you know how teens are, she is Miss Independent. But with that, my friends, I am going to close out this video. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. That really helps YouTube recognize my channel and push out content to others that might be interested in mom life and just hanging out with me, as I am always looking for that kind of content as well. And I will see you in my next one. Bye.